Try to close your eyes. Picture a bird that is strong, graceful, capable of flight, yet grounded in a golden cage. That is the illusion of modern freedom. We speak of rights, choices, and autonomy, but many of us still feel trapped. What does freedom truly mean? The truth is, freedom is not the absence of limits. It's the presence of something higher. But what is that higher thing? St. Augustine, one of the greatest minds of Christian history, offers a powerful answer. He leads us to reflect on what freedom truly means. St. Augustine lived a life many today would call free. He left home at 17 to study rhetoric in Carthage, a Roman city of intellect, art, and hedonism. He explored sensuality, sought fame, and engaged in passionate debates. By all appearances, he was free. But in Confessions, St. Augustine later writes that he was in fact enslaved by his own desires. He described his condition with brutal honesty. I was in love with love. I had become a wilderness unto myself. St. Augustine's early life reveals a profound truth, that freedom without virtue leads to slavery of the self. Thus, external freedom, doing what you want, can conceal internal slavery, being ruled by desire. In Book 8 of Confessions, St. Augustine reveals the depth of his inner conflict. He wanted to change. He longed to follow truth, but he couldn't. He said, I was bound not by iron, but by the iron of my own will. For him, sin was not just breaking a rule. It was a disordered love, a distortion of desire. Here lies the foundation of his thought. We are not free when our love is disordered. Therefore, freedom requires rightly ordered love, as what St. Augustine calls ordo amores. In the garden scene, a child's voice called St. Augustine. Take and read. He opened Romans 13. Put on the Lord Jesus Christ and make no provision for the flesh. In that moment, he was not forced. He was freed. It was grace and not guilt that released his will from the bondage. Hence, only grace, God's loving initiative, can free the will to choose the good. But why does this matter today? Because many of us are still stuck in that same struggle. We chase after freedom by feeding every impulse, scrolling endlessly, consuming, chasing validation, but end up emptier than before. Like St. Augustine, we find that more options don't always bring more peace. Sometimes, the more we feed the self, the more lost the self becomes. His journey reminds us that the real battle is not out there, it is in here. And until the will is healed, until the heart is reordered, even the freest person can feel caged. Modern culture celebrates liberty, but often forgets its twin, responsibility. Viktor Frankl once said, freedom is in danger of degenerating into mere license unless it is lived in terms of responsibility. St. Augustine would agree to this. He thought that every free act must be weighed by love, justice, and humility. Freedom is not just a gift, it's a vocation. To love when it's convenient, to forgive when it's hard, and to serve when no one's watching. Because freedom without responsibility is emptiness. St. Augustine teaches us that we were made for God, and until we return to that center, we are not truly free. Jesus says in John 8, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. The free person is the one who chooses love over pride, service over domination, grace over self-glory. That is Christian liberty. True Christian freedom is the freedom to love rightly and serve wholly. Now, are you truly free? You may have all the choices in the world, but what shapes your choices? Desire, ego, fear, pride, or love? St. Augustine shows that the most radical act of freedom is not rebellion. It is surrender, not to tyranny, but to grace, to truth, to a God who frees and not binds. So break the invisible cage, reorder your love, receive grace, and walk in freedom that frees not just you, but those around you.